Hello everyone, welcome back to Linsight 201. Today we are going to talk about theories of language development. This is kind of a very interesting topic because we have a lot of questions on language development. However, we do not have answers yet. Yeah, we don't know the truth. We have some theories making some assumptions on how languages are learned, but we do not have an answer. We do not have a way to tell which theory is the true, correct theory yet. Okay? So we are going to talk about three pairs of extremes in today's lecture. The first one is behaviorism versus cognitivism. Okay, so this would be two extreme theories on language development. Okay, we can begin with behaviorism. So behaviorism is proposed by Skinner. Okay, his assumption, his idea on language development is that language is learned by imitation and reward, also known as stimulus and response. So stimulus would be the reward, response would be the action a person did. Okay, so you give a child some stimulus and try to make him to do something, to have some action, and there will be response. In his idea, language development does not involve the mind. Okay. So actually, you can click on this link to see what Skinner's theory is to know in more details. Okay, and this video is very interesting. This video is talking about how Skinner's theory, this stimulus and response, is applied on game designs. Okay. However, for current date, no one really believes in behaviorism in about language development. They don't think behaviorism is the right way to explain how language is learned. Okay. On the other hand, we have cognitivism. Okay. So, from this perspective, language is a system of the mind. It has some complicated intrinsic system. Okay, so learning involves active mental processes and the acquisition of symbolic knowledge. And the most important person for cognitivism is Chomsky. Okay, so it just means that language learning is complicated. It just is not just as simple as the stimulus and response. There's a complicated mental process inside language development. And the second pair of the two extremes, nature versus nurture. This is always a topic for language development. So, is human language innate? It is not 100% innate. It is not 0% innate. So actually, most of the theory are proposed that language would be between nature and nurture. Okay. So nature, okay. Nativist view. Okay, Chomsky again. Chomsky is proposing this perspective of view. Okay, the mind is a set of essentially pre-programmed units. So everything is built in already. So it only needs the most modest environmental stimuli. Yeah, we talked about this at the very beginning of this course. This is the universal grammar concept. Okay, so everything is built in already. Children just need to have some input, then they can figure out how the language is used. Okay. You can watch this BCC video, which is a very good summary on Chomsky's view on language acquisition. Okay. Now we can talk about nurture. So Piaget is proposing this perspective of view. The child uses inborn mental equipment to construct language, but this process heavily depends on information provided by the environment. So this point of view distinguishes itself from nature in that the learning process heavily depends on the information provided by the environment. So the input is a very important part. This position places greater burden of language acquisition on children's language learning experience. It's focused on experience than nativists do. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about another issue, whether language is an independent module or it is a general cognition function. Okay, which is language specificity versus general cognition. From the perspective of a language-specific view, which is argued by Fodor's marginality thesis, the mind has many separate self-contained chunks. It has several independent systems, and language capacity is one of the independent systems. Okay. Modules are domain specific. They only use one type of information. So it means that if this perspective is true, then it means that there's some place in our brain which is only processing language and language only. Okay. So modules are informationally encapsulated and autonomous. Okay. The mechanisms for language development are specific to language and are not used for any other activity. Okay. So language learning does not rely on general cognitive mechanisms. In other words, language is special. So actually Chomsky's universal grammar is also under this view. Okay. On the other hand, we have the general cognition perspective. Okay. From this perspective of view, language acquisition is the outcome of general cognitive processes of learning. It means that learning language is not that different from learning other activities. Okay. So again, we have some questions, but we do not have the answer. But let's go back a little bit. So, behavior reason and cognitive reason. In this pair, actually cognitive reason wins. Nobody believes in behavior reason anymore about language development. So this is no longer an issue. But for the other two pairs, we don't know yet. Nature, nurture, and language specificity versus general cognition. These two are the remaining issues. Okay. Thank you for the. Okay, this is for today. Thank you for listening. Remember to do the quizzes.